name is Austin Stevens. Getting the perfect photograph of a wild animal is no easy task. But I don't let anything get in my way. I'm heading for a hidden Australian valley where deadly reptiles are in for the fight of their lives.
Sometimes you just got to take a chance and make your way.
This is the Australian wilderness, my home away from home, because it possesses some of the deadliest creatures on the planet.
I've got him. There we go. Try and get him to settle down a little bit. Oh, let me take a strike there. Stand. These guys can move very fast and strike out quite quickly. Look at that. This is a Western brown. This is a highly, highly venomous snake, one of Australia's most dangerous snakes. Although these guys need only scratch you. You might not even feel it, and it would be enough venom to actually be dangerous to you. Oh, frostbite. Frostbite. Look at that. Ah! Going for my foot there. Come on. There we go. There's about more than 100 species of snakes in Australia. If you collectively take all the brown snakes together, they cause more bites than any other of the Australian snakes. I think I'll just release him and he can be on his way. There we go. He's such a good boy, hey? You can get your freedom again. Off you go. Wait till he gets home to his wife tonight and says, "Do you know what happened to me today?" I'm traveling through the northern regions of Australia and I'm heading west. This area is vast and it's mostly unpopulated, but it's well known for its many species of highly venomous snakes, as well as other reptiles. And I'm hoping that on this journey, I'm going to get a chance to photograph some of these animals.
My assignment is to document these creatures in their natural habitat before everything changes. Because Australia's native reptiles are under attack from a relentless invader. The cane toad. The toads present three deadly threats. They devour anything that moves. They eat so much they disrupt the entire food chain. And they can poison anything that tries to stop them. Already they've taken over huge expanses of the country. From Darwin, I'm driving through kilometers of cane toad country. I'm heading for the Kimberley, one of the few remaining pockets of northern Australia untouched by the toad invasion. My aim is to try and photograph the reptiles there before the toads take over once and for all.
Territory up in Darwin, afternoon or evening storm with a top of 31. In Katherine, an afternoon shower and a top of 33. Relative humidity, 91%. Still no wind. It must be pretty still out there. In fact, it feels
It's
like
only 9 a.m. and the heat and humidity are already intense. But nothing seems to stop the advancing amphibian army.
I've been driving for miles now in this particular area and seeing lots of toads crossing the road. Now, it's got to be cane toads because they're big like this, they're the real thing. And there's more. I'm seeing groups of them. There's like 4 or 5 at a time crossing the road. Whoa. I want to just pull over a bit and see what's going on over here. Holy mackerel! Just look at all these toads. Ah, there's toads everywhere. I've never seen so many toads in my life. Look at the size of them. Some of them are really big as well. Look at this guy over here. Oh, there's another one there. Look at the size of these guys. They're enormous. Enormous. Look at that. Off you go, boy. That's the biggest cane toad I've ever seen in my life. Just look at it. It's fantastic. The cane toad is the biggest toad in the world, and they get even a lot bigger than this. The other thing that's very obvious on this toad is the bulging poison glands, which you can see there on each side. And if you actually squeeze that, massage it, you might actually force some of that poison to come out. See that? It actually squirts out. The poison is that powerful, it can kill an animal. It might even kill a crocodile. It might even kill a human. If you had this in your mouth and it absorbed through the tissue in the mouth, it could even kill an adult human being. So it's a very powerful poison, and that makes this, in some ways, a very dangerous toad. These toads were introduced into the country decades ago, around about 1935. The hope was that they would feed on the cane beetles which were causing havoc in the sugarcane fields. Unfortunately, the experiment went wrong, and these toads did not wipe out the cane beetles at all. What actually happened was these toads began to breed, and a female like this, she can lay about 30,000 eggs at a time, and she can sometimes do that twice in 1 year. It seems these toads are still spreading at an alarming rate, and right now they're moving westward. Well, I think I can let you go now. Go back to your buddies. I've got to get on the road, and I've got to try and get ahead of you guys, because I've got some snakes to catch and photograph. Off you go.
Beyond Australia's parched centre, few places are safe from these toxic invaders. But my assignment is to find an area of outback as yet unaffected and document the reptiles that live there before the toads arrive. So I'm looking for their last hiding places. But the first survivors I find are holed up somewhere I would never have imagined. Northern Australia. There are vast stretches here virtually without people, but people have left their mark.
Stuff everywhere. Look, they've been dumped here. This would be a fantastic place for snakes. I mean, snakes could hide in all of these compartments and under these trucks. This is fantastic. I've got to look around here.
I have no idea why all these cars are here. It's a scrapyard in the middle of nowhere.
Nothing in here.
I could have sworn there would be reptiles here.
When it's really hot like this, snakes are looking for any shelter they can get. And what's better than a shady car like this turned all upside down? Let's have a look. Nah, nothing.
If there are snakes here, there's only one other place they could be hiding.
Water looks pretty grubby, doesn't it? Probably full of all kinds of elements dissolved from these cars all over the years. But at the same time, this is a great place for reptiles. Any kind of reptiles could be hiding in here. You must have a look.
I know what you're thinking, but if you're looking for reptiles, you've got to do it properly. And this time, it pays off.
That's a monitor lizard. He's trying to get at us. He's right on the far side of the car. Come on now. I can't reach him. He's trying to get up. He's just here. If I can get this up. It's a snake. Ah! The monitor lizard was running from. It's an olive python. Whew. The python must have been hunting and he chased him. He took refuge inside the car. But I've got him. You can see, see when he looks at you like that, he's going to strike. Got him, look at that. You can actually see the sheen on his body when you put him in the sun like it, on all the reflections of the droplets. It's fantastic. It's like an iridescent color. It's almost like oil on water. And if you look at the jaw over here, these snakes have got heat receptors, which you see running along the base there, and he can pick up minute changes in heat, and it helps him to find his prey, especially at night. Sometimes they actually go underwater and they'll grab their prey from below, like a duck or something like that. He'll actually come up from the bottom, grab and pull it down. They constrict their prey, grab onto it with their teeth, pull the animal into their coils, roll up and put on the pressure. So they slowly suffocate the animal. And a guy this size would certainly eat monitor lizard, he'd eat rats, quite big rats at that, and he'd slowly progress until he's starting to eat wallabies. That's what's always interesting about pythons. Their jaws are able to open largely. They can split down the center. On the bottom jaw, it can open sideways. The ligaments on the top and bottom jaw are connected so that it stretches, and it takes in an animal much larger than its head side. And why muscle action actually forces it down into the stomach. And if it's something quite big, it may take a couple of weeks to actually digest that. Look at that. Look at how he's stretching his body out. Powerful body. See all the muscles working over there? Keeps himself erect. And he's gloriously colored. Look at the sheen on his body now that the sun is reflecting off him. Gorgeous. I mean, look at that. It's like a butter yellow tinged with light green. It's phenomenal. The scales perfectly formed all the way down. What a beautiful snake. Off you go, boy. Into the water. Swim away. You've done your thing.
An olive python usually wouldn't try to eat a cane toad, but monitor lizards would, and they would die in the process, leaving olive pythons with very little to eat. Before long, the whole food chain is in disarray. Since just 101 cane toads were released in 1935, they've spread over 1 million square kilometers. Within 20 years, they predicted to cover twice that area. It makes it vital for me to find some of Australia's other animals before that happens. I'm in northern Australia, searching for some unique reptiles. The country has more than 800 different species, but so far I've only seen 3. 89% of these are found nowhere else on Earth. But since the arrival of the cane toad, their numbers have gone into a sharp decline. To get my shots, I need to get ahead of the amphibian tide. The front line is advancing at 50 kilometers each and every year. Experts predict the toads will breach the Kimberley within 12 months. One of Australia's last great wildernesses, and all its reptiles faces a grim future. Every year, this normally arid desert endures a monsoon season. Massive storms last for hours. 90% of the year's rain falls in just a few months. Flash floods rip away the road, making progress slow. Luckily, these tropical storms are over just as quickly as they begin. Because to get into the wild, I need to get off the beaten track.
That might be a problem. I think I'll give it a go anyway.
rain may make traveling tricky, but it's good news for snake hunting.
Well, after the recent downpours we've been having, it's amazing to see such a clear day again. It's fantastic, and it's going to be really hot. But there's lots of water being left behind, lots of pools of water. And that's not a bad thing at all, because that attracts reptiles, especially reptiles that like to be close to water, that feed around water. You might get monitor lizards, you might get pythons, various things. And there's pools and billabongs everywhere after those downpours.
This is the Kimberley, the pristine wilderness I've been heading for. Few people live here, just 38,000 in a land the size of California. Conditions are simply too harsh. As I head deeper into the outback, the road disintegrates into nothing.
Just look at this, the track's completely covered. I mean, I try and keep going westward, but you just don't know. You get so lost here. Most of the time I'm lost. I'm lost right now. Wow. Sometimes you just got to take a chance and make your way. You'll never catch something in this grass. I need a more open, flat area, more rocks, more packed rocks, packed on top of each other where the snakes can hide under. That would be ideal. Wow, it's a fantastic area. It's incredible. I'm totally surrounded by this red sandstone. Well, you know, I've been riding so much, I've been driving a lot. I'm going to get out and take a chance. There's a lot of rocks here, a lot of rock edges over here, a lot of fallen rocks. I'm going to take a look around. I might just find something. This is serious grass. It's always dangerous and nerve-wracking walking through grass like this, because we know there's snakes everywhere, and you just don't know when you might step on one. Look at all these formations. You got to be careful though. Wherever you touch, everything breaks. It's all sandstone. It's very soft. It gives way. You got to be very careful how you step and even where you grab. It's really humid. It's really, really humid. Whew. But just look at this valley. Look at the surrounding. It's totally incredible. Millions of years ago, this was just sand dunes, giant red sand dunes. And it's just a fabulous valley. It's got rocks everywhere, rocks on top of rocks, and it's got trees. Let's see what I can find.
With not a toad in sight, it's time to find the native reptiles I need to photograph. But conditions are far from ideal. The Kimberley is the hottest place in all Australia, and this breathless sandstone bowl is like Death Valley. It's well over 40 degrees down here. And it's so humid my sweat isn't evaporating, so it can't cool me down. Reptiles rely on heat to power their bodies, but at this temperature, even they seek out the shade.
He's right under here. Oh, there he goes. Oh, I've got him. I've got him. Oh, look at that. Wow. Now to the untrained eye, you think I've just caught a snake. You'll notice he's not trying to bite me, because in actual fact, it's not a snake. Okay, this is a legless lizard. A fantastic animal, unbelievable animal. Look at that long, slender head going into the neck, all in one part. Long, slender body, going all the way through. The difference is over here, that if a snake grabbed onto this guy right here at the edge of the tail, he can drop his tail, just like any lizard can. This is a lizard. These are opposite to other animals. Some animals have regenerated limbs, while these animals have given up their limbs. There, you can see them quite clearly over there like that. There, see there? That's where the legs were. Tiny little legs which have now so greatly reduced. If you x-ray the back over here, would you see the little pelvis that still remains there, which is basically steadily moving away, disintegrating, disappearing, evolving to nothing. Look at the face, eh? Isn't it gorgeous? I mean, look at that pointy little nose. This is probably really good for going through underbrush and even through sand. And the nostrils, tiny little nostrils right up top, and further back here are the eyes. I'm going to put him down, take a couple of really good photographs of this guy. He's so friendly. I'm so surprised. He's just settled down to such a perfect pose over here. I didn't think I'd get a chance, but I'm going to run back and get my camera where I dropped it up top there. And if he just keeps this pose, this will make the most perfect photograph of this guy. Just stay right there, boy. Don't move. Don't move. Okay. Fantastic. Wow. He's beautiful. He's stunning. Okay. Set him up there more, boy. So beautiful, aren't you? Hey. I'm just trying to set him up for one or two more shots. Right on the rock here. Seeing as he's turned out to be such a friendly guy, just get another shot or two there. Wow, fantastic shot. Excellent. Well, one good thing, this guy doesn't eat frogs under any conditions, so he's not in any danger of being poisoned by a cane toad. However, cane toads get pretty big, and a fairly large cane toad might grab this guy and just eat him down. So that's a possibility he's got to watch out for. One more shot, then I'm going to put him back under his rock, out of the heat, and let him go. What a great little animal. Look at him posing for me. Hey, she's a lovely little thing, aren't you? Gorgeous. She's so beautiful. Stunning, eh? Where in the world can you just pick up a wild animal like that and it settles down in your hand like that? Quite happy to be with you. That's a fabulous animal. I love this little creature. I'm going to put him back under here. See if he'll just settle down, keep him cool over here. You want to be under there or you want to be out? Eh? Oh, he's taking off. Off he goes. He says, I want to go. All right, if he's happy to go and find his own spot, I'll just let him go. Off you go then. Oh, I got some great shots. I'm really pleased about that. I wonder where's my tongs. Oh, there we go.
My first reptile from the Kimberley, but I can guarantee you it won't be my last. I'm in the Kimberley, the hottest part of Australia. In my search for amazing animals, I make a fabulous discovery.
Oh, just look at that.
A death adder, one of the deadliest snakes in the world.
Let me get a picture of this guy. Look at that. You see that? You can barely see him, eh? That's perfect camouflage. That's fantastic. Look here. He's given himself away with the tail. See the tail sticking out there? Oops. See that? Instant reaction. He's got the head there and look at the body. It's tight S's, typical of a viper type of pose. Tight S's over there. And look at him flattening himself out as I touch him. See the banded body so well camouflaged in his leaves. There's the head now. Quite clearly. He's getting agitated and he's defending himself. Look at that. Come on, I want to try and get him out a little bit. Death adder. You've got to be very, very careful with these guys because they're lightning fast strikers and they're short and stubby. So you can't just pick him up with your hand. You've got to keep him at bay. Just trying to hold him back. I want him to settle down a little bit. See the tongue? Watch the tongue flickering. He's marking exactly where I am. See the bend in the neck here? Exactly from that position. He can lunge forward. And they can lunge forward the full length of their body. He's up. See that? It's just threatening, half threatening, not doing a full strike. And one little drop of venom from those fangs, and you've got it. Deadly stuff, highly powerful, very powerful neurotoxic venom. Watch how he coils up again, coils into a striking position, keeps coming forward, he keeps coming forward, he wants to get to me, he just wants to get over here. Let me put him down. Whoa, look at that strike. Isn't that incredible? Just got to get him to settle a little bit. But I'm not. He thinks I'm trying to harm him. Of course I'm not. Isn't that fantastic? I can actually pick him up like that. Isn't he gorgeous? Of course, these guys will eat local frogs, okay? And some of the local frogs are poisonous. But that poison is not going to affect the snake at all. And he will swallow them down. But the cane toad is something different. The poison in the cane toad is extremely toxic, and it's a foreign poison. So if this guy tried to grab a cane toad and swallow one of them down, he's definitely going to die from that effect. Just gently put him down. I'm trying to get him into a good pose. Look at that, he's settled so nice. I must get another fight. Don't move, don't move. Thing is, with snakes, you've got to move really slowly, and then get that shot. That's fantastic. Whoa, stop, wait, don't go now. Settle down, whoa, close to me, too close to me. Okay, that's all he wants, his little dark place to hide away again. Off he goes, back into there. Okay, so, it's time to move on. It's going to be a really, really hot day.
Death adders are particularly susceptible to cane toads. So that's exactly the sort of shot I'm after. A picture that records these animals before the toads come in and change everything. But if I'm to find more reptiles, I need to move on. The Kimberley is a patchwork of different habitats, each a home to different reptiles. All have something new to discover. I've spotted a natural spring on the map, in a valley just along the escarpment. Even though this is rainy season, any permanent water is still likely to be a good place to find wildlife. But getting there could be easier said than done.
Heavy stuff, solid stuff.
Like somebody got stuck here and abandoned their vehicle. Let's hope we can get through. Tough going, I tell you. Everywhere's flooded. I wonder if those guys are ever going to get their truck again. What I was afraid of. The worst thing that can happen, just one big hole. Really deep. I have to check this out. It's right on the diff. That's just what I don't need. You can never tell under the water just how deep the potholes are on each side.
The first rule of snake hunting, be prepared. The second, be lucky.
Nearly there. I got it. Low. It's a solid 3. Should be good. Okay. I've got the winder control with me, so I can control the winch from inside here, backwards and forwards. But I must drive the vehicle as well. As soon as that winch pulls tight and I've got traction, then I can use the wheels as well. There we go. Let's see what happens. It's coming now. Now the back wheels are in the same hole. I'll wind it up, wind the cable, wind. And it's out. Yeah, we're out. Fantastic, we're out. Excellent.
After hours of driving, I find the valley. Now I just need to track down the freshwater spring. But before I spot the spring, I spy something else.
Look at that. Ah, that's a blue-tongued skink. That is one of the most beautiful lizards you get in Australia, the biggest skink they have. The reason they call it the blue-tongued skink is because he's got a very, very blue tongue, which he's demonstrating quite clearly now. Look at that. Hey, show me your tongue. Look at that. Dying to get a picture of these guys. They're so beautiful and so easy to work with. He's so pretty, hey? So pretty you are, yes. Listen to me hissing. You can actually hear him hiss. Interesting thing about these guys too, they'll use this blue tongue as a defense mechanism. The skink will flatten his body out when he's approached by a predator and turn it, tilt it to one side and lift his whole back, giving himself the hardest and most difficult part to bite. And then he'll stick his tongue out quickly like a blue flash. And the hope is that he would actually frighten away the predator. Sometimes if he gets mad at you, he'll actually do that for you. He's giving me a little hiss. Flashing the tongue just a little bit, but he's not showing aggression, which is fantastic because he's quite happy being here with me. I want to get a nice picture. Let me see if I can pose him up here. This would be a beautiful shot. Would you relax here for me a bit, just for a second, for a picture? Come on. He says, I won't. Fantastic. All right, just relax for 1 second. Try 1 second. Bring your head this way. Got to gently coax him into a position. There we go. He says, I don't want it. Hello. This is, of course, what's going on here. This guy's grabbed me and I'm up in the sky now. Show me your tongue. He says, I won't. Back legs again. Oh, I'm so ticklish. Look at him. He stretches his neck. He says, oh, it's too much to bear. I can't take it anymore. He says, I'm a ticklish lizard. Stop it. I don't like it. I'm so ticklish, but he hangs on with his feet, his little feet over there. He says, I'll just hang on over here while he gets himself off here. Look at this. I don't like that. You should have bitten me long ago, eh? And you're such a friendly boy. Yes. Okay, I'm going to show you this guy's favorite trick now. Put them down on the ground. The first thing they do is put their heads down and then they burrow under the leaves. That's how they hunt their food and go scavenging for stuff. Off he goes, right under that pile of leaves. Burrow. Oh, just look at that. It's completely disappeared. You'd never say there's a lizard under there. A big lizard as well. Thank you for that, boy.
You wouldn't think it to look at them, but blue-tongued skinks are savage predators. They'd certainly take on a cane toad, but they'd probably die in the process. It's a great find, but I'm hoping I can uncover even more. In northern Australia, recent rains have made finding animals relatively easy. Reptiles and amphibians are flushed out of their burrows and are out hunting for food.
Look at this beautiful little boy. Hello. This is something I've always wanted to photograph. Oh, say, hello, look at that face. Just look at that face. He's so gorgeous. Isn't he wonderful? This is a magnificent tree frog. And I'm not just saying that. They actually call that. That's what their name is. Oh, you're talking to me. He's talking to me. Listen to that. Isn't he gorgeous? Look at that gorgeous face. Yes, he says, yes, your dad here. I've come to visit with you here in Australia. Yes, I know. It's lovely. Hey? He's gorgeous. Oh, they're so beautiful. I've got to get some pictures. Come on, we can do some photos with you. What an animal. Oh, just got to get some photographs of this guy. He's absolutely stunningly beautiful. Aren't you gorgeous? I thought you're talking to me. He's so talkative.
what you saying? He says, God, I don't like this. I don't want my picture taken. All right, let me try like this. Let's see if I can get go. Just for 1 second, if you'll just relax. I've got to get something of this guy. Stay calm, stay calm. That's fantastic. Lift your foot a little bit, lift your foot a little bit. Isn't he beautiful? He's stunningly beautiful. You get tree frogs all over the world, in all the tropical areas. But in Australia, this is the biggest tree frog you get. I'll pick him up again. Whoops, there he goes. And he's talkative as well. Let's get some pictures with you down here, hey? Frog's got a moist skin. It's good to keep him moist. Look at that. Look at the size of his legs, his jumping legs. Look how long they are. You see that? Look how big, eh? You can imagine what a long jump he can take. He can take a long jump. But also with these pads they've got on their feet, these little suckers, look how he grips on my finger straight away, see? Anything they get a feel of, bring my finger in there, he just folds on and he sticks straight away. Turn them upside down and you can see them very clearly, one on each toe. Very big and round, and they've got webbed feet. So not only can they jump, cling to walls and trees and rocks and things like that, they're great swimmers as well. If you look on the front, he's got suckers on the front as well, but he's only got 4 over there. Yeah, he's still talking to me over here, aren't you? He's chatting away. And if you look at his mouth, you'll see that his mouth stretches from that side right around to that side. They got enormous jaws, and frogs are good feeders. You'd be amazed what powerful feeders frogs are. They've got broad tongues which they pull right back into the throat. Oh, I can't get up. I catch him, he's wet. Just incredible. Perfect swimmer, tree climber, everything you want in one frog. See how he poises himself? You'll see straight away when they want to take a jump, they first angle themselves and he's got his eye focused on something. And when he's decided, look, he's looking around, like, is there something there I should reach for? Is there something there I should reach for? And when he finally decides to go, that'll be it. Fantastic.
It's hard to believe it could get any hotter, but hopefully this stream will lead me to the spring. This is it. After the journey I've had, this feels like my very own Garden of Eden. I'm in Australia, hoping to document the wildlife here before the cane toad invasion gets this far. This hidden valley might just provide the ideal habitat for one snake I'm particularly keen to find. An animal known locally as the night tiger. A tree snake with a reputation for aggression. Even in this glade, it's unbearably hot. A snake out in the open here could be dead in less than an hour. And that's why a tree is not always necessarily the best place to find a tree snake.
Look here. See what I found. Exactly what I was hoping I might find in this area. It's a brown tree snake, but he's completely settled under the rock. I imagine that he's actually hiding during the day and keeping himself well hidden over here until the night, because these are actually nocturnal snakes and they move out in the night. It's obviously got a little hidey hole inside here where he can hide himself away when he doesn't need to be. There we go. Very prehensile snake. You can't miss that straight away. I mean, these snakes are designed for climbing trees. The whole body is prehensile. But when they get bigger like this, and this is quite a large one, they might easily come down to earth to feed as well. Just bring him out there gently. There we go, got him. Ah, he's stunningly gorgeous. Look at the coloring on this guy. Is that a snake or what? Oh. He's fantastic. Look at the power in that body. You understand that? He's a completely prehensile snake designed for climbing trees. He can hold his whole body out. He can stretch himself out and he flickers the tongue just to smell and say, what is that? I'm looking at something. Can I go there? Isn't that fantastic? Look at him holding his body erect. What a muscle power, eh? This guy's so gorgeous. He's so beautiful. I've just got to get some photographs of him. His colors are phenomenal. I cannot believe the pattern of stripes over here. If I can put him somewhere where I can be about eye level in a tree, I might get some really good shots of him. I've got a nice bit of tree over there. If I can get this guy just to settle on the tree, I should be able, biting at me. I should be able to get a couple of nice photographs. See him taking a strike at me? He's getting fed up now. He's had enough of this childish nonsense. Just get that cap off. This is quite a nice spot over here. I'm going to try and get him to hang on to the tree and pose for a couple of photographs. Wants to go up. Hold it, hold it. Oh, there we go. There we go. Oh, oh, striking at my lens. There we go. Ah, man. Oh, he gets away so quick.
I've got to get at least one photograph.
Get up there quickly. Maybe I can get a little bit closer. All right. All righty. I've got him. Wasn't that good luck? Wasn't that good luck? I got him. He nearly got away. And I got him right back where I want him. But I got to get my camera. There we go. Okay. Enjoy that little bit of escape, eh? These are arboreal snakes, and mostly they do spend their time up in trees. And this is a good thing too, because they're feeding up in the trees. They're feeding on lizards and they're feeding on birds. Sometimes maybe even some tree frogs. My hope is that these guys would survive the plague of cane toads.
It would be a great shame if a snake as beautiful as this was wiped out from here.
Calm down quite well, yeah, now. There we go. He's posing quite well. That's the shot. That's it. At last he's keeping still. Look at that shot. Isn't that great? That's a typical striking pose. He's ready to let me have it if I don't let him go. That's photography. Wow, it's fantastic. Oh, come on. There we go. Oh, that's fantastic. I mean, he gave me a couple of nips here. Nothing to worry about, though. I didn't give him a chance to actually start chewing his way in. But I'm going to take him up here and just let him slowly move away. He's keen to get up there. Watch him go now. Watch how easily he moves. You can't even see the muscles working, and yet he's moving with total grace. Isn't that fantastic? Gorgeous snake. Wonderful stuff.
In less than a year, the cane toads will have reached this remote wilderness. My assignment was to document some of the wonderful creatures that live here before the cane toads arrive. It's a sobering thought that I might be one of the last people to see these particular animals alive.
It's frightening to think that if nothing is done to halt the advance of these cane toads, that everything I've seen and all the wildlife in these areas are potentially threatened to the point of extinction.
Maybe I'll return in another 10 years, but who knows what will be left.